This video has been prepared by FSU College of Law students under the supervision of licensed attorneys. It is intended to provide legal education only. The students are not attorneys, and the information provided does not constitute legal advice. We hope this information is helpful.
Hello, my name is Dylan Levinson, and I am a student advocate at Florida State University's College of Law's Public Interest Law Center, and today I am presenting a video on how immigrants can receive the COVID-19 stimulus benefit. The CARES Act is the Coronavirus Aid, Relief, and Economic Security Act. It was passed in March of 2020, and it is an economic stimulus package designed to help businesses and individuals struggling because of the COVID-19 pandemic. Who can get the stimulus benefit? So the three groups of people that can get the stimulus benefit are U.S. citizens, permanent residents, and resident aliens. In order to receive the benefit, you must be a part of one of those three categories. Furthermore, you must meet the following requirements. You must have a valid Social Security number, SSN. You cannot be claimed as a dependent on another tax form, and you must be within a certain income range. Important notes on eligibility. So, an individual taxpayer identification number, ITIN, will not count for eligibility. Applicants must have a valid Social Security number. If you don't have a valid Social Security number, but you have an ITIN, that will not count. A couple where one spouse has an ITIN and another spouse has an SSN will not receive the stimulus benefit. The spouse with the Social Security number can receive the stimulus benefit if the couple files separately. Now, there is a catch. Filing separately may render a person ineligible for Affordable Care Act subsidies, specifically the premium tax credit. So this is something you'll want to keep in mind. Now, there is an exception to this couple where one has an ITIN and another spouse has a Social Security number. If a couple has an ITIN and a valid SSN and one spouse was in the military last tax year, then the couple is eligible for the stimulus benefit. What is the stimulus benefit? So the stimulus benefit is a one-time cash rebate to help individuals and businesses who are struggling because of the COVID-19 pandemic. Regarding the income brackets, so if you're an individual who earns $75,000 or less, you will receive $1,200. That's the stimulus benefit if you are in that bracket. Now, if you're a married couple and you earn $150,000 or less, then you'll receive $2,400. That's the stimulus benefit you'll get in that bracket. People who are eligible and have children can receive $500 per qualifying child. This depends on if the child meets certain criteria, which will be discussed on the next slide. And an important note is that the stimulus benefit is considered a tax credit. So if you accept it and cash it, it won't be considered a public charge. Children and the stimulus benefit. So, if you are eligible for the stimulus benefit and have children, you will receive an extra of $500 per child. That meets the following requirements. 1, they are claimed as dependents. 2, they have valid Social Security numbers. And 3, they are 16 years or younger. The child's eligibility is based on their age in the last tax return filed. So, if your child was a dependent on your last tax return filed and they were 16 years old at that time, but now they are currently, say, 17 years old right now, that won't hurt the eligibility of the child because it's based off the age of the last tax return you filed. So since your child was 16 at the time of the last tax return filed, then they'll still be eligible for that child credit. If your child is 17 or older, doesn't have a social security number, or is not dependent, you will not receive the $500. Children who are 17 or older and who are claimed as dependents will not be eligible for the stimulus benefit. DACA recipients and the stimulus benefit. So, deferred action for childhood arrivals, DACA recipients, are eligible for the stimulus benefit if they have valid social security numbers, they are not claimed as dependents, and they are within the income brackets. See what is the stimulus benefit slide. DACA recipients who do not meet these requirements are ineligible for the stimulus benefit. People who are eligible for the stimulus benefit and have children who are DACA recipients can receive $500 per child if those children are 1, claimed as dependents, 2, they have valid social security numbers, and 3, they are 16 years or younger. How do I receive the stimulus benefit? So to receive it, you have to file your 2018 or 2019 tax return. One of these tax returns must be filed to receive the stimulus, and information is usually taken from the most recent tax return filed. So if you didn't file your 2019 tax return but filed your 2018 tax return, then information from the 2018 tax return will be used instead. If you haven't filed, the deadline to file your taxes is July 15th, 2020. And once your taxes are filed, the stimulus benefit will either be mailed to you as a check or directly deposited into your account. Non-tax filer beneficiaries. So aside from filing your 2018 or 2019 tax returns, there are certain people eligible for the stimulus automatically who don't have to worry about filing their taxes, and those are non-tax filer beneficiaries. These non-tax filer beneficiaries on the slide receive the stimulus automatically. An important note is that if you are a non-tax filer beneficiary with children who are eligible for the $500 child benefit, then I'm sorry to say, but the window has closed to receive the $500 child benefit. So you will not receive that if you do have children that are eligible for that benefit. Any questions about your non-tax filer beneficiary status and receiving the stimulus could be answered on the following webpage. So if you type in that link on your internet browser and scroll down these frequently asked questions, and you go to questions 51 to 54, you'll eventually get some questions. You'll see that these are questions about non-tax filer beneficiary status and receiving the stimulus benefit. So if you have any questions about that, I'd recommend typing in that link on your internet browser and looking at those questions. Information for non-tax filers and non-tax filer beneficiaries. So the non-filers enter payment info here. If you don't have to file taxes and are not a non-tax filer beneficiary, then you must fill out your information in the non-filers enter payment info here tool on the IRS website. Doing this will ensure that you receive the COVID-19 stimulus benefit. This slide has the link for where the application is, and this is an example photo of where to enter your information. Also, you can either fill out either an English or Spanish application. Checking your payment status. So to check the status of your stimulus payment, go to the Get My Payment page, as you can see in the picture below. Simply press Get My Payment and fill out the application to see your status. You can fill out the application in Spanish, and on the slide, that's the link. So you can just type that in on your internet browser to get there. Resources that can help. So there are 2 resources that could help with filing your taxes to receive the stimulus benefit. So there's United Way of the Big Bend, UWBB, and the Internal Revenue Service, IRS. Starting off with UWBB, they offer free tax filing services online. UWBB Volunteer Income Tax Assistance, VITA, is available by Skype. You can Skype them by contacting the University of Florida Institute of Food and Agricultural Services, UF/IFAS offices in Wakulla, Gadsden, and Franklin counties. You can also contact them at their main office number, and any questions you have regarding their VITA service can be directed to Rebecca Weaver. The slide has her email and phone number, and it's preferred you email her. And the slide also contains the link to the UWBB website, and myfreetaxes.com is the free online tax filing service that was suggested on the UWBB website. And that's also the link to myfreetaxes.com, so you can file your taxes for free. Regarding the Internal Revenue Service, the IRS offers free filing options on their website. You can either fill out tax information to see what free tax filing service you're eligible for, or you can browse the list. And that's the link to get to their service. Lastly, the IRS website in Spanish. So, the IRS website can be translated from English to Spanish. If you click where it says Espanol, which I highlighted in this picture right here, then the website will translate automatically into Spanish. It's usually on the top of all of the IRS web pages. So, for example, here is free file, do your federal taxes for free. If you press some other link or go to some other web page on the IRS website, you can just translate the page into Spanish by just clicking Espanol. Overall, that is it. I hope this video helped with trying to figure out how to get some of the how to get the COVID-19 stimulus benefits, and I hope you have a great day.
The Public Interest Law Center provides limited legal services, but if you would like to have your legal issue considered, please email us at pilc@law.fsu.edu.